Let's begin standing at the head of our mat, walking out our heels, pedaling from one foot to the other, coming up onto our toes. You can do this as quick or as slow as you like. Find what feels best for you. Really work to stretch out the arches beneath the feet, the toes, and the ankles here. As we're pedaling, we want to focus on slowing down our breath, finding a steady, controlled inhale and exhale. And last one here. Next, let's bring both feet together and go into some heel raises. We want to lift up both heels at the same time, coming onto the toes and lower. All we want to do here is lift and lower. We really want to be careful not to rock the body front to back. So focus on control through the core and strength in the legs to lift up and down. Last one here. Next, find some balance on your left foot as we raise the right knee up to a single leg mountain pose. Then we're going to swing that right leg straight back, bringing the knee back up ahead of you, and swing the leg back. Being careful not to bend too much in the lower back here. Engaging through the glute. 2 more times. And last one. Lower the right foot, finding balance there. Let's raise the left knee and bring the leg back. 4 more times. 3 more. 2. And 1. Lower the left foot. Next, take your left hand and place it on the front of your right shoulder. We're going to draw arm circles back as big as you can with that right arm. And with your hand placement here, it's going to remind us to keep that right shoulder down without shrugging it up towards our ear. We really want to isolate this movement here. Over to the other side, bring your right hand to the front of the left shoulder, arm circles back on the left side. Good. Next, let's bring our hands to our shoulders. Right hand, right shoulder, left hand, left shoulder. And draw circles forward with our elbows, making as big of a movement as we can. And again, trying not to shrug the shoulders up towards the ears too much. Good. Last one. Release and clasp your hands behind your back. Straighten out those arms and raise them behind you as high as you can without folding the body forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together and hold. Release your hands to your sides. Let's go into some neck movements, looking over to the right and left. Right, then left. One more time on the right, then left. Now coming back to the right, let's draw half circles down from one shoulder to the other, taking your time here, moving at your own pace. Last one. Looking ahead, shift your weight to your left foot, point your right toes forward ahead of you, and then send the right leg out to the side, keeping it straight, back to the front, and out to the side. Try to move nothing else but this right leg. really staying engaged through the left leg and the core here. It's okay to move your arms a little bit to help you remain balanced. Good. Bring it back in. Shift your weight to the right foot. Point those left toes forward and send that leg out to the side. And forward. Continue this movement once again, trying to move nothing but the leg as much as possible as we remain engaged throughout the right leg and the core. Good. Last one. Step your feet out to a wide stance, bringing them as wide as your mat. Straighten up those legs as much as you can, hands to your hips. We're going to fold halfway with a flat back and swing the upper body from right to left and back. If you feel you need to here, you can keep a slight bend in the knees. Otherwise, try to keep your legs as straight as possible and focus on keeping a flat back. So keeping that core strong. Try to stay pretty much at hip level if you can. A little bit of a dip as you swing from one side to the other is fine. After this last one, we're going to make our way to center. Still in that half fold, flat back. Take your arms ahead of you, clasping at your elbows as you fold deep into a ragdoll pose, allowing the upper body to get heavy and the head to bow down. Maybe you find a little bit of a sway from side to side. Releasing the arms, inhale to a halfway lift, exhale, fold. Plant the palms and step back to a downward facing dog. Here you can pedal out the heels if you like, or just stay still. Remember to send that tailbone up high and to press the front of the mat away from you, finding a nice stretch throughout the entire back of the body. Gently lower your knees to a tabletop position, flattening out the tops of the feet, lining up your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We exhale, rounding out the back, bowing the head in a cat pose. Inhale, dip the belly in cow pose. Continue moving through cat-cow at your own pace, exhaling as we round out the back, inhaling as we dip the belly. Feel free to find a little bit of extra movement here if you like, moving in a more circular motion, shifting your weight front to back or side to side even. We want to find what feels best to really warm up the spine, finding some space between each vertebrae and stretching those abdominal muscles. Next, coming to a flat back and engaging the core, slide your right foot back, straightening that right leg. Let's rainbow that right foot off the left side of the mat and then the right. Again, moving at your own pace. You can go slower than I'm going here or a little bit faster, as long as you can maintain control and strength throughout this movement. Try not to hold your breath here. Remember to keep a strong and steady breath. Let's bring that right leg in, slide the left foot back, rainbow that left leg off to the right side, and then the left. Continue moving back and forth at your own pace. Good. Let's bring that left leg back in and then make our way down onto our bellies, In a Sphinx pose, we prop onto our forearms, keeping them parallel to each other, elbows stacked beneath the shoulders. Stay long through the back here as much as possible, long through the neck without shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears. We want to find lots of length, light engagement throughout the legs. On an exhale, lower the chest down and extend your right arm out to the right side at shoulder height. Planting the left hand next to your chest, we're going to step our left foot back over the right leg to an open wing pose, really getting a deep stretch through that right shoulder. Find a steady breath here. You can control how much of a stretch you're getting in this pose by how far back you're twisting. Carefully coming back onto your belly, extend the left arm out to the side and step your right foot back over and behind the left leg to an open wing pose, stretching throughout the left shoulder. Returning to your belly, press back to a child's pose. Hips over heels as much as possible, releasing any tension throughout your lower back. You can keep your arms extended loosely ahead of you or take them to your sides. As we lift out of child's pose, slide your right knee forward to a pigeon stretch. Keeping your hips squared off to the mat as much as possible, get long through the back and neck, and if you like, fold over that front leg. Coming out of pigeon pose, pressing back to a tabletop, and then bringing the left knee forward to pigeon on the opposite side. Once again, getting your hips into position and getting long through the back and neck before folding over that front leg if you choose to. Coming out of pigeon pose, make your way to a downward facing dog. While in down dog, step your feet to a wide stance, then walk your hands back to a wide-legged fold and lower the hips to a garland pose, bringing the hands together at heart center, sending that tailbone down towards the earth as we get long in the back, long through the neck, chest lifted. To seated, taking the soles of our feet together in a bound angle position, holding on to our feet or our ankles. Sit up tall and engage the outer edges of your legs to draw your knees down closer to the earth. If you want to get a little bit deeper into this stretch, you can fold your upper body slightly forward. Coming out of bound angle, let's send our legs out ahead of us with a slight bend in the knees. Positioning your hands behind your hips, press your hips up to a reverse table position, coming only as high as you comfortably can. Lowering your seat back down, extend your legs ahead of you, inhale your arms up, and exhale, folding from the hips to a forward fold. Coming out of your forward fold, make your way to an easy seated position. Taking a few moments in this position to steady your breath and normalize your blood flow before you come back to standing. Thank you so much for stretching with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. And if there is a specific video you would like to see from me in the future, please leave it in the comments down below.